Hello, my name is Tom Shoebridge and welcome to So You Want to Be a Screenwriter. What we're going to do is we're going to show a few clips of famous movies, and they all have one thing in common. They started in the creative mind of a screenwriter.
There. It's okay, Daddy's here. Daddy's got you. I promise I will never let anything happen to you. Nemo.
I'm just saying it's possible the boy lost his knife and that somebody else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's just possible.
Take a look at this knife. It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to the boy. Aren't you asking us to accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm just saying a coincidence is possible.
And I say it's not possible.
Where did that come from? It's the same knife.
Quiet, you're doomed.
If I had a few dollars for every time I was told I want to be a screenwriter, I'd have a lovely little nest egg. Everybody wants to be a screenwriter, it seems, and there's several reasons for that. One is it seems easy. People go to a movie and they spend a couple of hours and the time slides by, they're entertained, they're energized, and they come out and think, wow, that was great. I'd like to be a screenwriter. I have a story that will make a great screenplay. And so they begin. The second reason that a lot of people join is that they hear about how much money screenwriters in Hollywood make. And it's absolutely true. The top screenwriters are the highest paid wordsmiths in the world. Some of them make millions of dollars per screenplay. And a screenplay is only 20,000 words long, which a very good typist can type in one day. Maybe can't write a screenplay, but can type it. And they make over $50 a word. So it's very enticing for people to want to get into the business. However, because it appears to be easy and that it's lucrative, there are thousands of people who are creating screenplays every day, and the majority of them will not be produced. And one of the reasons is they're not good enough. And so maybe in this series of talks, I can help you figure out whether or not you have a story and how to shape it so that you too can become a screenplay writer. The first thing we should think about are the three beginnings of the screenplay writing. The A's, B's, and C's. A stands for art. And that's the reason I'm in this business, is that I believe that screen stories have the ability to stimulate humanity, to project what is common among us and what is the best, and to entertain us, to inform us, and to make us the best humans we can be. And we all, no matter where we live in the world, are human beings, and stories are universal. I had my life changed by a film. When I was doing my graduate studies, I went to a foreign film called The Silence by Ingmar Bergman. And up to that time, I had seen films as kind of entertainment, a place where you took your girl or went with the guys, or just that it was not serious. That film forced me to look at film as literature. A group of us spent an evening talking about The Silence, and I realized how important screen stories were. So that's why I'm here. The second part is business. That's the B. And here's where some of you are more than likely going to decide, I don't want to be a screenwriter. This is going to make the difference for you. It's a money-driven industry. And I use that word industry because it involves a lot of money and a lot of people and a lot of energy. And so the amount of money that is being gambled is so high, the stakes are so high that it has to be a kind of an industry. A simple screenplay could cost as little as $1 million to produce. That's $10,000 a page for a 100-page script. So you have to come up with a story that's worth $10,000 every page. Okay? Producers need you, and that's something that as a screenwriter you can never forget, that they have to have so-called product, and they are looking for a story that's going to make them money, that's going to send their kids to university, that's going to buy a second house, that is going to basically let them live the good life. And so they are always looking for good and great stories, and that's your job to deliver it to them. But because there's so much at risk, the industry involves a number of people in the evolution of a screenplay. So very often, a producer will give detailed notes about your story. They may even hire a story editor whose job it is to help you come up with the best story that you can. And then the director will get a hold of it and want to make changes. The cinematographer will have ideas. The casting person will throw in their 2 bits. And so you have to be prepared to work as a collaborative writer. It's very much easier being a poet because all you need is paper and pen, as Hitchcock said. But he said also that he needed an army. So you have to realize that you're getting into a business. So if you don't like people giving you ideas, giving you feedback, working collaborative, this is the wrong sport for you. So think about that a lot. The third thing is that screenwriters are extremely highly paid because they have to master a craft. And even great writers have not been able to craft a screenplay. Okay? In the 1920s and 30s, and maybe even into the 40s, Fitzgerald, Hemingway, and Faulkner, 3 not bad writers, went to Hollywood and were paid oodles of money to create screenplays. And not one of them produced a significant screenplay. So it's a completely different animal. And so the craft of learning the craft, and it's a craft to learn the craft, is basically what these series of talks are about. And that is not a how-to, but why. Why does a screenplay work the way that it does? Why is this medium different than others? Why is a screenplay not a novel? Those are some of the questions that we will be looking at. You're going to have to be prepared to pay the price. They talk about 10,000 repetitions before you make it to Carnegie Hall. And that's true of screenwriting too. A good buddy of mine was, as he said, an overnight success after 20 years of working in the business. So be prepared to put a lot of time into this. So let's think about where we're going in this, and we'll talk about all the aspects of a screenplay in following talks.